Hello, how are you? Today we're going to be talking about Lucuma. Is a wonderful fruit. It's from the family of the Sapotacées. You can see in here the picture of the Lucuma and belong to the family of Sapotacées. And Lucuma is almost the size of an orange. As you can see, the skin is smooth and is yellow and has a pointed always. And this fruit is originated from Peru, and it's been trying to grow in here in California for quite a few years. I have one plant in here growing that is 24 years old and produces so far wonderful fruits. Well, we're going to be talking today about Lucuma. First of all, I will say that the Lucuma, as you can see the fruit, and then once you have the fruit, you peel at the fruit, you take the skin and then you cut it, and look how it's the pulp inside. The flavor is gorgeous. Very delicious. You know, normally you can eat this fruit two ways. One, you can eat fresh like I do right now, or you can make it let it dry and then make ice cream. I'm going to show you how it's inside the seed. That is the seed of the Lucuma. Okay, and look how it's inside, the pulp. Okay, I'm going to explain to you how you can grow this particular. Once you get the seed, you remove the brown skin, so you want only the embryo. You remove the skin like this, okay, you can see in here, and now it's the embryo. Once you have the embryo like that, then you can plant it in a small pot, in 1 gallon pot with mulch, you know, and then maybe in 4 weeks the seed will start throwing already the root, and from here will come up the really vine that will go up. So that is the seed that has been already 4 weeks in the ground, as you can see how it is. Once you plant it, maybe in 2 months, or the plant will grow. As you see in here, there's a little plant that grew from seed. You can see the roots already coming out from here, okay, and you have to wait till this little plant gets the height of maybe 1.5 feet or 2 feet high, and the thickness will be almost 1/4 of an inch as my finger. Then you have to graft it. What I mean when I say grafted, you get a cyan good from an old Lucuma tree and graft it in this young tree, so then you will be able to accelerate the production of the fruit. Because if you don't graft the Lucuma, it will take you at least 16 years to start producing fruit. But if you graft it, the new tree will produce fruit in 5 or 6 years. You can see the difference when it's grafted. Once is grafted, then you have to wait till the new branches start growing, and then will produce the flowers. Look the leaf and look the flowers over here. They coming. These flowers, they will self-pollinated by themselves. You know, the stigma is a little green thumb that comes out, and the anthers, they are around the little flower inside. So as the stigma gets out, then gets pollinated. So it's a self-fertile, pollinate by herself. And you have to notice too that the Lucuma has just a little sap in the trunk and the leaves. So when you want to graft it, you have to be sure that you graft it with a fresh material. Otherwise the sap will dry, and sometimes the Lucuma, the graft will take. But you can see now how is the way the Lucuma flowers produce it. You can see in here how is the leaf. The leaf of the Lucuma is shining one side and this very well. And here in the United States, the Lucuma start flowering in December. You will have flowers, and they are little green flowers that fall on the ground, and the fruit will take almost 7 to 8 months to get ready. So then the fruit will be ready by the month of October. Like now, I have fruits in my tree that I get in Lucumas already. This actually is a wonderful Lucuma. Look how beautiful it is, the color, and the flavor is excellent. Look how good it is. Like I say, you can eat fresh like that, or you can dry it up. You know, cut in small pieces and dry the fruit, and then make powder, and then from the powder you can make the wonderful ice cream. Very good ice cream. This ice cream is very famous in Peru, where the plant, this Lucuma plant is native. It's very famous for making ice cream. The ice cream of a Lucuma is excellent, very tasty and wonderful. Now it's been sold in certain markets and here in the United States. So you can, if you look for it, or if you go to any Peruvian restaurant, I would recommend to ask for the wonderful Lucuma ice cream that they're selling. Then you will see how good it is. Once you know how good it is, then you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to love this particular fruit, and you want to grow it in your backyard. Like I say, the Lucuma tree is just a little bit semi-tropical. Don't tolerate too much cold weather. So if you live here in California, in the areas of San Diego or Santa Barbara or Santa Monica, those areas are perfect because they never get frost, and the Lucuma will survive very good. So remember, this is the Lucuma wonderful fruit. And encourage you guys to grow it, but once you're going to plant it, be sure that the plant is grafted, and then you will be able to have fruit, like I say, in 5 or 6 years. Otherwise you have to wait a long time to get fruit. Well, I hope so. You like this small video about this new fruit that is being introduced here into United States. You know, California is the one that's growing so far this one very well. Quite a few growers already having this particular Lucuma. One of those is Alfredo Chiri. Then another ones that has been selling this particular tree is Papaya Nursery. And you have to look around. There are quite a few places that they're selling already the Lucuma. Remember, you have to try the fruit first. If you like it, then plant it in your garden. But if you don't like it, don't plant it. My philosophy is that you're supposed to grow in your garden plants fruits that you really like to eat. Don't just plant a tree because you just want to have it. Be sure that once you plant it, you will enjoy the fruit. And I hope so. You will go for one day to find one of those trees and plant it, and you will be able to enjoy it. Today is November the 1st of 2016, and I hope so you enjoyed this small video. This was made in Simi Valley, California by Edgar Valdivia.
Hello again. My husband has just made a video about the Lucuma fruit, which is native to Peru, and he spoke to you about the characteristics of the fruit, how to plant it, what the leaves and the tree look like, etc. But he did not really tell you too much about the flavor. Of course, he did say it was wonderful. In my opinion, being an American, I think the flavor to me is very much like maple nut. It has that reminds me the most of any other flavor I could use to describe it. So if you like maple, I'm sure you're going to love it. And the texture is very different. It's not really a smooth, silky. It's more of a hard-boiled egg type of the yolk part, kind of a crumbly. I think there's if you're familiar with canistel, I think it might be similar in the texture of that fruit. The Lucuma ice cream, as he told you in his video, is really sought after in South America, especially in Peru. And all Peruvian restaurants always have this on their dessert menu. They also have Lucuma mousse, etc. And I've made this one from our fruit. You know, the good thing about making homemade ice cream, there's no additives. It's the fruit and then the ingredients of that. You use the milk and the vanilla. But it's so good. It really is a maple flavor, I think. So I just wanted to add that because I think it might give you some idea of what to expect. Alright, so this is the fruit. Here it is cut and opened. And I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Lucuma ice cream. Hope you get a chance to taste it.
Thanks so much.